Block 70 aircraft. F-16 Block 70/72, edit. Royal Bahraini Air Force. In September 2017, the U.S. State Department approved a foreign military sale to Bahrain for 19 new-build F-16V and upgrade its 20 existing F-16C/D Block 40 to F-16V standard. In June 2018, Bahrain finalized its order for 16 new-build F-16V. Hellenic Air Force. In October 2017, the U.S. approved the sale of 123 upgrade kits to Greece to bring their existing F-16C and D fighters up to the new F-16 Block 72 standard. On the 28th of April 2018, Greece decided to upgrade 84 aircraft. Republic of Korea Air Force. South Korea also plans to upgrade 134 of its F-16C/D fleet to F-16V standard by November 2025. Slovak Air Force. In April 2018, the U.S. State Department approved a foreign military sale to Slovakia for 14 new F-16Vs, pending approval from U.S. Congress. The Defense Ministry of Slovakia announced on the 11th of July 2018 that it intends to purchase 14 F-16 Block 70 aircraft from Lockheed Martin to replace its aging fleet of Mikoyan MiG-29s. The package, which includes armament and training, is worth €1.58 billion, $1.8 billion, and is Slovakia's largest military purchase in modern history. Defense Minister Peter Gajdo signed the contract with Lockheed Martin representative Anna Vugovsky in a press conference at the capital Bratislava on the 12th of December 2018. After the government approved the purchase, the first completed jet was unveiled by the manufacturer on the 7th of September 2023, and first two aircraft were delivered to Slovakia on the 22nd of July 2024. Bulgarian Air Force. In December 2018, Bulgaria chose 16 F-16 Block 70s as replacements for MiG-29s. On the 10th of July 2019, Bulgaria approved the purchase of 8 F-16 Block 70/72 for $1.25 billion, $1.47 billion in 2023. On the 4th of November 2022, the Bulgarian Parliament approved the purchase of 8 more F-16V for $1.3 billion. Republic of China Air Force, Taiwan. On the 27th of February 2019, Taiwan requested to buy 66 new F-16 Block 70/72 airframes for an approximate $13 billion, $15.3 billion in 2023, as replacement for their aging Mirage 2000 and F-5 fighters. On the 16th of August 2019, the U.S. State Department submitted the package to Congress, total package worth $8 billion, $9.4 billion in 2023, for 66 F-16 Block 70 and other spare parts. On the 13th of December 2019, the U.S. and Taiwan finalized the F-16V order. On the 14th of August 2020, Taiwan formally signed an agreement to buy 66 F-16V jets built by Lockheed Martin. Royal Moroccan Air Force. On the 25th of March 2019, the U.S. Department of Defense announced approvals for 2 sets of foreign military sales of F-16V hardware to Morocco, one for upgrading its existing 23 F-16s to the F-16V configuration, valued at $985.2 million, and the second for a batch of 25 new Block 72 airframes, 29 new engines, a package of precision-guided munitions, and training valued at $3.787 billion. Royal Jordanian Air Force. On the 3rd of March, 2020, it was announced that instead of upgrading, Royal Jordanian Air Force is now looking to buy the latest F-16 Block 70/72 model to replace its current fleet of older F-16s. As early as September 2017, the Royal Jordanian Air Force was working with the U.S. Air Force Life Cycle Management Center, FLMC, based at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, Ohio, to begin the Viper Block 70 operational upgrade program. This study is still underway, but it is unclear whether, and when, it will apply where necessary. Congressional approvals are needed to sell these possibilities to Jordan. Turkish Air Force. On the 30th of September, 2021, Turkey sent a formal request to the United States to purchase 14 new F-16 Block 70/72 aircraft and nearly 80 kits to modernize its F-16C/D fighters to F-16 Block 70/72 variant. Turkey later cancelled the upgrade kits from the deal and decided to modernize F-16s locally. Other. In May 2021, the U.S. Air Force had awarded a $14 billion, $15.5 billion in 2023, contract to Lockheed Martin to build new 128 Block 70/72 F-16 fighting Falcon fighter jets on behalf of Bahrain, Slovakia, Bulgaria, Taiwan, Morocco and Jordan through 2026. Major modification variants, edit. F-16A/B Block 15 ADF, edit. The F-16 Air Defense Fighter, ADF, was a special variant of the Block 15 optimized for the United States Air National Guard's fighter interception mission. Begun in 1989, 270 airframes were modified. Avionics were upgraded, including the addition of an Identification Friend or Foe, IFF, interrogator with bird slicing IFF antennas, and a spotlight fitted forward and below the cockpit, for nighttime identification. This was the only U.S. version equipped with the AIM-7 Sparrow air-to-air missile. Beginning in 1994, these aircraft began to be replaced by newer F-16C variants. By 2005, only the 119th Fighter Group Happy Hooligans, North Dakota Air National Guard, was flying this variant, with these last examples retired from the U.S. service by 2007. F-16A/B Block 15 OCU, edit. Beginning in January 1988, all Block 15 F-16A/B were delivered with an Operational Capability Upgrade, OCU. The Block 15 OCU aircraft incorporate the wide-angle HUD that was first introduced on the F-16C/D Block 25, more reliable F-100 PW220 turbofans, updated defensive systems, the ability to fire the AGM-65 Maverick air-to-ground missile, and the AGM-119 Penguin Mk.3 anti-shipping missile developed by the Norwegian company Kongsberg, and provisions for the AIM-120 AMRAAM. Many foreign customers, including Thailand, upgraded their aircraft to the F-16A/B Block 15 OCU standard. F-16M/BM Block 15 MLU, edit. In 1989 a two-year study began regarding possible midlife upgrades for the USAFs and European Partner Air Forces, EPAFs, Block 15 F-16A/BS. The resulting F-16 Midlife Update, MLU, package was designed to upgrade the cockpit and avionics to the equivalent of that on the F-16C/D Block 50/52, add the ability to employ radar-guided air-to-air missiles, and to generally enhance the operational performance and improve the reliability, supportability and maintainability of the aircraft. Key upgrades include a modular mission computer with faster data processing, an advanced IFF system that allows BVR weapons delivery in excess of radar limits and an improved radar, the APG-66V2, with increased range and the ability to track and engage more targets. Aircraft that received this set of upgrades were designated F-16M or F-16BM, single-seat or dual-seat respectively. Some sources refer to the F-16MLU as Block 20, but the Block 20 designation was specifically used for new production jets, with upgraded jets being referred to as MLU or Block 15MLU. Development began in May 1991 and continued until 1997, however. The USAF withdrew from the MLU program in 1992, although it did procure the modular mission computer for its Block 50/52 aircraft. The first of 5 prototype conversions flew on the 28th of April, 1995, and the first production kits were delivered in November, 1996. The original plans called for the production of 553 kits, 110 for Belgium, 63 for Denmark, 172 for the Netherlands, 57 for Norway, and 130 for the USAF. Final orders amounted to 325 kits, 72 for Belgium, 61 for Denmark, 136 for the Netherlands, and 56 for Norway. The EPAFs redesignated the F-16 a /B aircraft, receiving the MLU as F-16M/BM, respectively. Portugal later joined the program, and the first of 20 aircraft was redelivered on the 26th of June, 2003, with another 20 scheduled to go through the update in country. In recent years, Chile, Jordan, and Pakistan have purchased surplus Dutch and Belgian F-16M/BM for their air forces. The development of new software and hardware modifications continues under the MLU program. The M3 software tape was installed in parallel with the Falcon star structural upgrade to bring the F-16M/BM up to the standards of the USAF's Common Configuration Implementation Program, CCIP. A total of 296 cubic meters kits, 72 for Belgium, 59 for Denmark, 57 for Norway, and 108 for the Netherlands, were ordered for delivery from 2002 to 2007. Installation is anticipated to be completed in 2010. AM4 tape has also been developed that adds the ability to use additional weapons and the Pantra targeting pod. Norway began conducting flying combat operations in Afghanistan with these upgraded aircraft in 2008. An M5 tape enabled employment of a wider array of the latest smart weapons, and was first installed in 2009. In 2015 tape M7 was implemented. Pakistan finished upgrading 41 F-16 Block 15S to Block 15 MLU in 2014 with help of Turkish Aerospace Industries, after signing a contract in 2009. Within the Peace Carpathian program, the F-16 aircraft purchased by the Romanian Air Force from Portugal were modernized to the MLU 5.2R standard starting c. 2016. This version includes many features that offer capabilities similar to the Block 50/52 variants. Among the key elements of the upgrade process are the PWF-100 PW220E engine, standard F-16C/D Block 50/52 cockpit, compatible with night vision systems, 2 multifunction displays, modular mission computer, modernized fire control radar, hybrid navigation system, advanced IFF system, electronic warfare management system and Link 16 data transmission system. In addition, the package also included the integration of other devices such as the Sniper Advanced Targeting Pod as well as the JHMCS helmet for the use with the AIM-120C7 AMRAAM, AIM-9M and AIM-9X Sidewinder missiles. Plans to further upgrade Romanian F-16s to the M.6.5.2 configuration were approved by the US in 2020. F-16C/D Block 30 F-16N/T F-16N, edit. The U.S. Navy acquired 22 modified Block 30 F-16Cs for use as adversary assets for dissimilar air combat training, DACT. 4 of these were TF-16N two-seaters. These aircraft were delivered in 1987-1988. Fighter Squadron 126, VF-126, and the Navy Fighter Weapons School, NFWS, or Top Gun, operated them at NAS Miramar, California, on the West Coast. East Coast Adversary Training Squadrons were Fighter Squadron 43, VF-43, at NAS Oceana, Virginia, and Fighter Squadron 45, VF-45, at NAS Key West, Florida. Each squadron had 5 F-16N and 1 TF-16N, with the exception of Top Gun which had 6 and 1, respectively. Due to the high stress of constant combat training, the wings of these aircraft began to crack and the Navy announced their retirement in 1994. By 1995, all but one of these aircraft had been sent to the 309th Aerospace Maintenance and Regeneration Group, AMOG, for preservation and storage. One F-16N was sent to the National Museum of Naval Aviation at NAS Pensacola, Florida, as a museum article. As adversary aircraft, the Navy's F-16Ns were notable for their colorful appearance. Most Navy F-16N aircraft were painted in a three-tone blue-gray ghost scheme. Top Gun had some of the more colorful ones, a three-color desert scheme, a light blue one and a green splinter camouflage version with Marine Corps markings. VF-126 also had a unique blue example. In 2002, the Navy began to receive 14 F-16A and B models from the Aerospace Maintenance and Regeneration Center, AMIC, that were originally intended for Pakistan before being embargoed. These aircraft, which are not designated F-16N/TF-16N, are operated by the Naval Strike and Air Warfare Center, NSAWC/Top Gun for adversary training and like their F-16N predecessors are painted in exotic schemes. F-16CJ/DJ Block 50/52, edit. An unknown number of Block 50/52 aircraft have been delivered to the USAF modified to perform the suppression of enemy air defenses, SEAD, mission, replacing the F-4G Wild Weasel aircraft. These were unofficially designated F-16CJ/DJ. The first F-16CJ, serial number 91-0360, was delivered on the 7th of May, 1993, with the first Block 52 F-16 ever in the entire Air Force being delivered to the 157th FS in February 1994 due to their newfound reputation that was earned after their win in the 1989 Gunsmoke Gunnery competition at Nellis AFB, which also earned them the first F-16S ever in service with the U.S. Air National Guard for the same reason. Capable of launching both the AGM-88 high-speed anti-radiation missile, HARM, and AGM-45 Shrike anti-radiation missiles. The F-16CJ/DJ are equipped with a Lockheed Martin and /AA's 35V Pave Penny laser spot tracker and the Texas Instruments and /ASQ213 Harm Targeting System, HTS, with the HTS pod mounted on the port intake hardpoint in place of the Lantern navigation pod. The first combat usage of these pods as well as the Lightning II for the F-16 happened with the Block 52 F-16CJs of the 157th FS/South Carolina Air National Guard Squadron aka the Swamp Foxes during Operation Iraqi Freedom. They are one of the few Air National Guard squadrons to operate the Harm Targeting System-equipped F-16CJs and employed these pods against Iraqi IADS, Integrated Air Defense Systems, hard killing the SAMs opposed to just suppressing them. They were the first in providing seed for the first strikes of the war, including the famous F-117 strike on Saddam Hussein. Another first for the F-16 came when the M3.1B software-equipped F-16CJs of the 157th FS were the only F-16s in the theater which could independently fulfill the entire air-to-air ID matrix to satisfy the rules of engagement to shoot down enemy aircraft. The F-16CJ was also used to conduct air support by the same squadron during Operation Anaconda. F-16C/D Block 52M, edit. In 2005, the Greek government ordered 30 more F-16C/D, 20 single-seat and 10 double-seat. These aircraft are called F-16C/D Block 52 Plus Advanced, but are known in the Hellenic Air Force as F-16 Block 52M. Due to improved computing power for Mission Computer MMC. The differences between the normal Block 52 Plus and Block 52 Plus Advanced are that the advanced version has a Link 16 communications system, more powerful mission control computer, an extra multi-function display with a movable map navigation, advanced debriefing system and the capability of carrying the Recce reconnaissance pod. They also feature major upgrades by Lockheed Martin and Hellenic Aerospace Industry. The first aircraft were delivered to Hellenic Air Force in May 2009 and they are flying with the 335 Squadron Tiger in Arixos Air Base. F-16I Sufa, edit. The F-16I is a two-seat variant of the Block 52 developed for the Israeli Defense Force Air Force. IDF/AF. Israel issued a requirement in September 1997 and selected the F-16 in preference to the F-15I in July 1999. An initial Peace Marble V contract was signed on the 14th of January 2000 with a follow-on contract signed on the 19th of December 2001 for a total procurement of 102 aircraft. The F-16I, which is called Sufa, Storm, by the IDF/AF, first flew on the 23rd of December, 2003, and deliveries to the IDF/AF began on the 19th of February, 2004. The F-16I has an estimated unit cost of approximately $70 million, 2006. One major deviation of the F-16I from the Block 52 is that approximately 50% of the avionics were replaced by Israeli-developed avionics, such as the Israeli aerial towed decoy replacing the AL-50 and autonomous aerial combat maneuvering instrumentation, which enables training exercises to be conducted without dependence on ground instrumentation. Elbit Systems produced the aircraft's helmet-mounted sight, head-up display, HUD, mission and presentation computers, and digital map display. Furthermore, the F-16I can employ Rafael's Python 5 infrared-guided air-to-air missile, and often uses Israel Aerospace Industries, IAI's removable conformal fuel tanks, CFT, for extended range. Key American-sourced systems include the F-100PW229 turbofan engine, which offers commonality with the IDF/AF's F-15 and the APG-68V9 radar. Special Mission Variants, Edit. A-16, Edit. The A-16 began as a late 1980 SGD project to develop a close air support, CAS, version of the basic F-16 by adding armor and strengthening the wings for a heavier weapons load, including a 30mm cannon and 7.62mm minigun pods. Two F-16 Block 15 aircraft were modified to this configuration. Envisioned as a successor to the A-10, the type was to have received the Block 60 designation. However, the A-16 never went into production due to the 26th of November, 1990 congressional directive to the U.S. Air Force mandating that it retain two wings of a 10S. F/A-16, edit. A second outcome of that directive was a decision by the Air Force that, instead of upgrading the A-10, it would seek to retrofit 400 Block 30/32 F-16s with new equipment to perform both CAS and battlefield air interdiction by missions. The new systems for this F/A-16 Block 30 included a digital terrain mapping system and global positioning system, GPS, integration for improved navigational and weapons delivery accuracy, as well as an automatic target handoff system, ATHS, to allow direct digital target forward/mission data exchange between the pilot and ground units. This approach, however, was dropped in January 1992 in favor of equipping Block 40/42 F-16C/DS with lantern pods. Other CAS initiatives, edit. In 1991, 24 F-16A/B Block 10 aircraft belonging to the 174th TFW, a New York Air National Guard unit that had transitioned from the A-10 in 1988, were armed with the 30mm GAU-13 /A 4-barrel derivative of the 7-barrel GAU-8 /A cannon used by the A-10O. This weapon was carried in a General Electric GPU-5 /A pave claw gun pod on the centerline station and was supplied with 353 rounds of ammunition. There were also plans to convert F-16Cs to this configuration and to incorporate the A-10S and /AA's 35V pave penny laser spot tracker. The vibration from the gun when firing proved so severe as to make both aiming and flying the aircraft difficult, and trials were suspended after 2 days. Although the 174THS aircraft were employed for CAS during Operation Desert Storm, they did not use the gun pods in action, and the Block 10 F/A-16 was phased out after the war. F-16A, edit. About 24 F-16s of the Royal Netherlands Air Force, and LAF, were supplied with indigenous U-Delft Orpheus low-altitude tactical reconnaissance pods transferred from its retiring RF-104G. Designated F-16A, the first example flew on the 27th of January, 1983, and they entered service with the NLAF's 306th Squadron in October, 1984. The aircraft were common with the regular F-16s. However, they were equipped with an extra panel in the cockpit to control the centerline mounted pod. Under the MLU program, a more standardized interface was introduced so every aircraft could be used to operate the Orpheus pod or any other pod with the standardized interface. Beginning in 1995, the Belgian Air Force replaced its own Mirage 5BR reconnaissance aircraft with at least a dozen F-16A, equipped with loaned Orpheus pods and Vinton cameras from the Mirages. These were replaced with more capable Pearson modular recce pods from 1996 to 1998. The F-16A remained primarily combat aircraft with a secondary reconnaissance role. F-16 Recce, edit. The first reconnaissance variant was a USAF F-16D experimentally configured in 1986 with a centerline multi-sensor bathtub-style pod. The USAF decided in 1988 to replace the aging RF-4C Phantom fleet with F-16C Block 30S fitted with the Control Data Corporation's Advanced Tactical Airborne Reconnaissance System, ATARS, centerline pod, which could carry a variety of sensors. Problems with the ATARS program, however, led to the USAF's departure in June 1993. During the mid-1990s, the U.S. Air Force experimented with a series of centerline Recce pod designs, beginning with a prototype pod, the Electro-Optical 1, EO1, pod. This was followed by 4 Richmond Recce pods, which saw